What I wanted to say about figure drawing and what's so awesome about it is that you can be a beginning drawer and learn a lot from the process. One of the things I like is that it doesn't require very much, just a pencil, paper, and following directions. Um, and trying and making mistakes and then coming back again. But also, it's very relevant to all the different drawing that we're doing. Ha! So let's jump in, shall we?
Oh.
Spotlight for you. All right, so I'm going to start like I did last week. Excuse me. I'm going to show you how to do a gesture with this figure. I'm going to show you how to draw this figure in 1 minute. I'm going to show you what you can draw, what you can't draw in 1 minute. I'm going to demonstrate it for you. And you can do it along with me as I'm doing it. And then I'm going to give you 10 figures, one right after the other, 1 minute at a time. So that's going to be our warm up. Then we're going to come back to this figure and we're going to draw. The request was for a more Rubenesque model. This one's pretty great.
Yeah,
yeah, it's neat, right? I like her. She's cool. So here's my question once again. I'll ask it again, the eternal question. What do you not have time to draw if you're drawing in 1 minute? What do you not have time to draw? Hi, Lisa.
details.
Yes, the details. So what kind of details are we not going to focus on in this 1 minute drawing?
Eyes, mouth, hands, feet.
Boobs, no boobs, no boobs,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we're probably going to have about this much time. So I like to start my gestures with something like a stick figure. So you'll notice here, I'm sketching it out. This is how the figure is playing with gravity. So when you're starting, you're literally going to start. You guys can do this along with me if you want to, or just watch, either way. See how this line goes down? I'm not so worried about proportions at this point. We will deal with that when we have more than a minute. Right? But start with, and it's okay if your things kind of cross. Start with that sketch, which is how the model is moving in space. So it's basically around the kind of hips. What direction are the hips going? What direction is the shoulder going? How are the arms being portrayed? What direction is she holding her head? And then what direction are the legs going? Okay? So you can do that in a minute. And then basically her head is a circle, kind of an egg-shaped circle. So notice that because her head sinks down a little bit here below the neck, because of the way that we're looking at it, we're gonna do that too. And then I am going to sketch circles for the joints of this model. This is the shoulder, this is the elbow, this is the wrist. Notice that they get smaller as you move farther away from the body. Okay. And then let's see. Yes, let me actually sketch these in so you can see these as well. Right. Even though the elbow is kind of hidden behind the breast, you can still draw it out. We'll sketch that later. And her body is kind of like a tin can or a cylinder. Right? Straight up and down with a little bit of a circle at the waist and a bit of a circle at the hips. So now I can kind of come in here and draw in straight lines. Right? I can sketch in these circles. And then with the arms, I can draw kind of curve lines out to where each of the rounded edges are. So you notice that the arm isn't straight, right? It's actually the front part of the arm and the back part of the arm have different shapes. So I'm going to do straight and curved lines. And then my hands are going to be like spatulas. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. All right. I think I'm kind of got my shoulders up a little too high here. So now I'm bringing them down.
Your minute is up.
I know, I'm demonstrating a little bit more slowly. I'm just preparing you for, right? And then circles for the hips, which are here, right? I have to draw it twice, Diana, so I get 2 minutes. I have to draw them here, and then I have to draw it down here. And then here, here, ankles, ankles. So notice I'm getting my joints in before I'm even drawing the legs. Notice that the legs are together here. And then the feet are kind of like flippers too, and the feet are really big. So here I'm paying more attention almost to the space between the feet as I'm sketching that in. And then if I have a little bit of time, I can get in some hair. That's about it. So gesture is really designed to show, and then like if I have more time, I can get in boobs and all of that stuff. But notice what we're really trying to do is show the body's movement in space using cylinders, curved lines, straight lines. So if anybody wants to, they can send their pictures here. I'll send a picture of this across the WhatsApp thread. Are you on that? Did you join that today? Jill?
No, I did not.
Okay, I'm going to email you an invitation to join our WhatsApp thread. This is how we communicate.
Cool.
And once you're in, you never leave.
True. I'll take it.
All right. It's kind of fun. So hold on. Hold off on sending anything till I get Jill in. Shit. How do I? Okay, hang on. Invite. There we go. Tashween. Oh, yeah, looking good, Tosh. Great. Exactly. Lovely. So paying attention to this shape down here, right? So we're paying attention to negative space. If I have ooh, nice Diana. Although her arm is a little high. Well, anyway, I'm not going to get fussy about that now.
Yeah, I didn't, first I lowered it and
then you brought it up and
Yeah.
we'll deal with that later. We'll deal with that part later. That's what the envelope will help us with today. All right. So does everybody feel ready to do 10 1-minute poses?
Yes.
Don't worry. These aren't supposed to be perfect. These are just supposed to be like getting a feeling of movement. And I'll bring back, oh, good job, Lola. Good. This is good. All right. So so this, by the way, Lola, this is how you draw all people, right? These people just don't have clothes on because it's easier for us to see what the body is doing if there's no clothes. So hold on, and I'll give you a couple of other examples. I sent them last week. I'll just pull them up on the thread. Give me a minute here. So gesture doesn't have to look exactly like this. It can look like this. It can look like, I'm going to go back up here again. Hold on. It can look like this, right? It just, what you're trying to do is show the body in motion. So if everybody's ready, give me 1 second and I'm going to call up I'm going to get you all hooked up to do our warm-up exercise. So get yourself a couple of pieces of paper because you're going to do line of action. Is it line of action? Yes. You guys are going to do 10 poses in a row with no breaks. Yeah, it's okay. The job is not to do this. Here we go, figure study. The job is not necessarily to do this perfectly. It's to get you oriented into paying attention to overall form. And by the way, you can do this with an apple or anything else. And I'll do a couple, but I'm going to do it on the side. So you're not going to be able to see me very easily. I don't want to distract you from doing your own work. But if you're struggling to see how to do this, you could watch me on the side. All right, so let's share. Okay, so here's my favorite website for all of this. It's called Line of Action Practice Tools. They also have practice tools for animals. They've got practice tools for faces and hands. It's really awesome. It's a lot for animators and things like that. And we can program in pictures to move at every bit of time. So is everybody ready? Here, wait, I'm gonna get ready. Are you all ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Okay, let's get drawing. Oh yeah. And you can see, right? So remember, there's lots of things that you're not doing. Yeah, I had to go somewhere other than Pixel Lovely to get a line of action to get plus size models. They just don't have them here. It's my
No,
one
yeah.
complaint.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, they have kind of middle-aged bodies, right? But you know,
yeah, but this is kind of
silly. It's
yeah.
like too like into the, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not what we're looking for. So you can watch me on the side if you want to, but I really don't want to distract you. I want you to, okay, you're probably not going to have time to do. It's interesting how much time goes by, right? Okay, interesting. This is at least a dynamic and interesting one.
Yeah.
Okay. Our favorite lady,
Yeah.
the middle-aged body. It's okay if like your drawings also kind of run into other drawings. You might run out of room. I am a little bit here. If you can see this much of the neck, you can kind of do the cylinder and then the triangle that is her chin kind of above it. Actually, in truth, middle-aged lady has a pretty good body too. So Yeah, I'm feeling a little slow today.
Oh, the same guy.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you can't, that's the other thing you can't really control.
It's okay.
Who shows up, right?
It's okay.
Look at those traps. Jeez. It's interesting how much a person who's really physically fit, men particularly, how their shoulders slope down almost in a V. I don't know if y'all can see that shape. I think it's an interesting shape. Mhm. Obviously, you're not going to be drawing the cup, the saucer, the kitchen things. Don't worry about that business. Just try to get, I've run out of room. All right.
She has a nice line already drawn for us right down her breastbone there.
Right?
I have a friend who's offering singing classes online, and I kind of wanted to.
Okay. I just ran out of room there. All right. It's amazing how like kind of both fast and slow things can go. Look at, oh yeah, I love him. We've done him before. Oops, let's get some more paper. This is a really neat one to draw.
He looks so concerned about something in this picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks he's very interesting.
Or maybe he's like doing his laundry list. I don't know. He's like,
Right.
did I get that? Did I get the
Look.
dryer?
He said, look at me, guy, look at me.
No, we
Yeah.
don't know that's true. Although
I think
Yeah,
he
we
looks
do.
concerned. He's
We
concerned about
do.
something.
You don't have that face otherwise. Unless you
I
really.
think he's worried about global warming.
Yeah.
As he should be, or California wildfires or earthquakes or something like that. Oops, I was laughing so hard. Ooh, this is a trip. Look at this one. Just do your best. What is actually happening here?
Something is happening. Wow.
I know, it's great. I mean, you got to admit, that's pretty fantastic. This pose is great.
I think that's really a fit person.
Maybe, or maybe it's a great photographer. I mean, yeah, I suppose it's just a
Yeah.
neat
Can
photograph.
you do that pose?
Yes, I say yes. You want me to do it afterwards, after class? I will. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, yes. And then there's her.
If they did.
But But this, I like the lightings on these. So they're kind of worth it just for that alone. So you can see that what's super helpful about this is you don't have a lot of time to muck around with details.
No.
You gotta like,
Was that 10, 2, 4, 6?
One
8,
more.
9,
one more,
1?
this one.
This is the
Okay,
last one. Yeah.
thank you. This is boyfriend or husband of middle-aged lady.
Yeah,
Betsy and David.
Yeah, Betsy and David.
they have something to do together.
It's really cute. They're actually pretty dang cute, if you ask me. They have fun poses and they seem to have fun together. I mean, they're also kind of into people saying, they're also, I guess any model is a little bit saying, look at me. But they seem to be having a little bit more fun with it.
Oh, I didn't get this one. Part 1.
Okay,
Ah,
so sorry.
he went
All right.
away.
Yes, let's stop this. All right, so yes, I want to exit. So let's stop the share. Are we still spotlighting here? Can you guys still see the spotlight up front? So share if you would like. If you did one drawing, as you can see, I didn't even finish a lot of mine, but I think I liked this one the best. I think it showed the modeling pretty much. This one's not too bad. But in a lot of cases, I just didn't have, here I didn't have room, here I didn't have time. So take a picture of a couple of your sketches or your favorite and send them over.
I took the whole sheet.
Yeah, take the whole sheet, send it over. Let's take a look. Take a minute to do that. Not for judging. Oh yeah, that's great, Diana, fun. That's your favorite, Lisa B? Yeah. Tosh Ween, great. Lisa B, great. I know, totally fun, right? Send them over.
Fun to see how different everyone is doing it.
Yes. So you're using the technique, right, of what to focus on and what not to focus on. This also takes some practice, right, to get into this zone. What's really fantastic about this is it moves you away from detail really quickly. Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, Jill, great. Great first effort. All right, Lola's, great. So you see, it takes a while to get sort of able to kind of fill in beyond your stick figures. That is totally okay. Anybody else? Lisa Richwine, you gonna send something in?
Mm,
Come on.
Yeah,
Just find the one, find a piece of the one that you like. What's also
okay.
great about this is you can say things like, well, I didn't quite get the boob in the right place, but I like that I got the legs, right? The movement of the legs up and down. Or I like how I got the shoulder on this one. Or I like how I got the bend of the arm. So figure drawing is really the marathon running of drawing. You're never really thinking you're going to get it right in the first time, but you're excited about small things. Great, Lisa. Okay. Lisa, I want to really encourage you to sketch in your circles and not stay so much in your outlines. That is hint, getting in your way of going faster.
Okay.
That is the only thing I'll say. Since you've
Okay.
done this before, you're getting in your own way by not allowing yourself to draw within. You know what I'm saying? If you're just trying to go like that, it's not gonna, you're gonna be, you're not saving yourself anytime.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we are back to drawing this lady, and we are going to draw this lady in greater depth, how do we make sure we get her the correct size?
Oh,
the
we
heads.
count how many heads she has.
Yes, my beautifully good students. That's absolutely right. So just to remind you, here is this drawing, as you can see, one of the things that we can do is define the top and, oh, sorry, I moved it away before I even showed it to you. You can see that if we define the head, we can use the head to determine the vertical distance, right? And we can use it to determine things like, is it as wide as the shoulder? So this is showing you what it sort of general figures for, like, if a person is standing straight up and looking at you, right? How, like, kind of many heads there are, how many heads on each side. So determining the head is really important. And we can do that. Here, let me do it in a different color so you guys can really see it. And in this particular case, the top of her head is here, the bottom of her head is here, right? So I can literally just take that, go down one head. See how I'm using my fingers to like check here, go down, and notice what's happening. Not only, I'll take a picture of this so you can really see this. I don't think this is showing up very well here. Let me get a different color. Ah, here we go, darker blue.
It's almost square.
She's almost square, almost, yeah. So was our last model though, just smaller. If you remember, right, there's less curve than we think.
Yeah, but
is
also she
happening.
has like she's as wide as she is tall, almost.
Yeah, well, with their hands out, you mean?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Mm,
Almost.
not really. Look at that.
Almost.
That's looks like about half the size.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, she's not that tall. She's not that.
She-
So yeah, yeah. So notice, now I was able to do this and write this down on my sheet of paper, right? Because I have the paper in front of me. You guys are just looking at this drawing. So tell me, so she's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heads down. If you do not have the paper in front of you, if you're just working off the computer screen, here, I'm going to add my spotlight.
So when you do the head count, you don't count the hair?
No, I'm counting. Yes, I'm counting the head from here to here, from the top here to the bottom. Here, hold on. Let me take a picture so you can see it. You're probably just, it's just probably hard to
But
see.
I only get 5.5 of her heads
No, one,
when I have the hair.
the hair,
Yeah.
watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Something's off.
One.
I'll send it to you. Here, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to send this to, okay. I'm going to send this to you
I
guys.
only get 5.5.
See this. No, you're not measuring right, Diana. Somehow you're measuring too long, or you're measuring down the neck. It's definitely, if you look at it, you can
From
see it.
chin to top of her hair.
From the chin to the top of her hair. Look it, I'm doing it right here. So let me show you guys how to do
I see you. but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is not worth, it's not an argument. It's just
No.
definitely that's what's happening.
Yeah,
And-
I get 7.
Yeah. So so let me show you guys how to do this if you're looking at the computer. So you can see here, if you can look here on the side, I'm holding my arm straight out. You ever seen somebody, like an artist, do this? Right? What they're doing is they're measuring. So I'm actually going to measure the head. I don't know if you can see my hand here. I'm measuring the head using the pencil as the top of my head and the chin is the bottom. And I'm going down. See, I'm holding my arm straight. I want you to really see this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Sorry, I lost my ability to be able to see what I was doing because I'm working around this computer. So let's try a practice. I'm going to
Wait,
put
so
a
I'm
model
sorry,
up.
were you measuring the eraser? Is that what you were doing?
I was using the top of the
Oh, I'm
eraser
sorry.
as the top of her head, and my thumb is at the bottom. You can
Got
also take your fingers like this and just go
Right.
like that. The key is you've got to keep your arm straight. You can't bend it back and forth, right? Otherwise you're measuring from a different place. So let's practice this for a little bit. Let me pull up a couple of other models again. Let's try figure drawing. Hold on just a second. I'll pull this back up. I'm going to pull this back up and then I'm going to just put them here and you guys tell me how many heads, including the head from top to bottom it is. So we'll go here. Let's go back here. All right. So, oh yeah, this lady. She's so silly. Okay. So how many heads is she from top to bottom? And I would go from here to here, or maybe down here, right? From here to here. Actually, you know what? This is a tough one. I'm not going to make you guys do this one. That's not fair to do on the front. And this one is not. Okay, this is better. So head from top to bottom, from here to here, right? Not including the neck, just the chin to the top of the hair. If you're going to measure that, how many heads down is she? Shout it out when you know the answer.
I got like 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, 6.5. That's what I got too. What'd you get, Jill?
I got like 8.
Okay, so you're like, so keep your hand, so practice holding. Let's get it. Let's try another one. Don't worry. This is, oh, for God's sake.
Oh my God, what is that?
Okay, so
Ah!
wait a minute. We want new, right? So I somehow must have hit all.
Sexual fantasy department.
Yeah,
right.
a lot of animators use this. Here, hold on. I'm going to stop the share for a second. We're going to start the share again. Let's get back to, it's really fun website. I mean, they have a lot of great stuff. We want only nude models, easier to see. Both adult. Let's just say 60 seconds because I will stop the timer. You guys ready? Let's try it this time. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah. So wait, hold on. Let me stop this and move this out of the way. How many heads down is she? Including the head.
I got a little more than 5.
I got more than that. I got 1. Do you include the head?
Let me see.
2. I got 6.
What I got.
Anybody else get anything significantly different? If you do, speak now.
Yeah, I got, when I did it again, I got kind of 5 3/4.
Yeah, like about 6, like 6, right? Like in the realm of
Okay.
6. All right, let's try another one. Oh, I love these. These are, this is Victorian porn, which is really innocent. Considering like, it's just like cute, although do you guys want to try figuring out how long she is?
Sure.
Yeah, hold on. Let me stop this. So, okay, there we go. No, wait, let me stop it. Now we stop it. Okay, so using her head, how long is she? So what I would do here is I would get the measurement from here to here
Okay.
and then use that, turn that measurement on its side. 1. So it's hard for me to show you without pointing. So 1 and then 2, 3, 4, got it? Like that. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a tricky one. What'd you guys get?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like 8.5 because of the hands, which I'm just guessing because I didn't include the hands.
We don't guess. The hands are definitely,
I'm not
definitely ahead. The hands aren't definitely ahead across. What this is probably 1. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I definitely see 7. I'm not sure I see 8.
Okay.
So I think you're just going a little bit too far. Anyway, this is the trickier one. So it's kind of like, Oh, yes, no, not these. All right, here we go. How many heads down from top to bottom? How do I stop that? There we go. Is this guy? 2. I like seeing people's thumbs coming up to the screen. 2.
Like 6-ish?
Yeah,
Yep,
I'd say 6.
I got
Yep.
6.
Yep. Good job. Let's try one more just for practice. What I'm really looking for is one. I was looking for one. Let's try this one. I was looking for one where they had it over their head, but yeah, so 1, 2, 3.
She's got a small head.
Not really. It's just on the
Really?
side. She does not. She has a very normal size head. You're going to go from here up to here, right? Here up to here. How many?
5?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah,
5. Good. So as I was explaining to everybody last week, what are you getting, Jill? What did you get? You're laughing.
I didn't actually. Oh, I didn't finish, but it was going to be more than 5. Yeah, I've been over counting.
Yes. So it's okay. It's all getting used to it, right? Like this is a technique we have to practice. We're going to start practicing it. I'm able to do some of this for you, but I can't really do all of it. So, all right, here, I'm going to remove myself here. So what does this mean? It means that, so we know that she is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heads down. So I don't need to make her the same size as this. I can just determine the top and bottom of her head randomly. I didn't measure. In fact, if I look here, it is about the same size. Right? But it doesn't have to be. Let's see. Let's make it, I may actually not be able to fit it if I go any bigger. But I can certainly go, it does not have to be the same size. It can be smaller. Let me do it smaller just to show you that that's possible. So say I want to make her smaller. And then I come here and I mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know nothing goes down below here. And I know that the head takes up this space. I know some other things too. I know that at the bottom of the second head is where the breasts kind of come up in a V like that. And I know her belly button is at the 3rd. And I know that at the 4th, her crotch is kind of in between, right? Where her legs are, is in between 3 and 4. I know that the knee is at 5. I see here that where the ankle crosses, the leg crosses is 6. So you see, I have some things, landmarks that will help me figure this out. I'm going to actually make this bigger because I don't want to draw this so small. So your first step, and I am going to recommend that you actually follow along with me. I have a new technique for kind of doing these drawings. I want us to do them together. So I want you to start by literally making this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So we start by finding the vertical distance, right? And I can put like the shape of the head. And basically, the shape of the head is kind of egg-shaped. That means it's a little bit wider at the top than it is at the bottom. I need to remember that my hairline isn't included in this. So when I start to sort of sketch out her hair, I'm not going to do that yet. But when I do that, I'm going to like come here. And I know that like her breasts kind of come in here, right? Like that. And I know that her belly button is about here. And I know, let's see. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know her, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm trying very hard not to lose count. So I know that her legs kind of come together in between 3 and 4. So I can kind of give myself these little landmarks. This is upper thigh. Here is the knee. Give myself a little circle there. Other knee is kind of right over here. And that the leg crosses right here. So this is where the leg. So see, I can kind of give myself these little marks just to remind me of where things are. So if you draw this, you can start by doing this. And I'm gonna, normally I let you kind of struggle through and figure it out on your own, but I figured out a way to do this in my Sunday class that I think will be more helpful for you. So I am going to really draw this for you in stages, because my next step after I do this is going to be to add in my gesture lines, those stick lines, right? I'm going to add them in now because I kind of know where they are. And I kind of know, whoops, too far, where they go. So you see, I'm adding in my gesture after I kind of find out where everything is. Nifty, right? Helpful. We're going to figure out more distinctly how to get these arms in the right place. So I'm going to do that. Once I kind of have my gesture in place, I can do that. And notice a few landmarks, like I marked that the breasts kind of come up here. I marked the belly button. I marked where the crotch was, right? A little bit. I may have to adjust these a little bit. So go ahead and do that. Bring it to this point, and then I'm going to show you how to like figure out how to get these things in the right places. That's what we're going to do next. Oh my God, did you guys see? Look at this stuff they're doing in the abstract art class. It was crazy.
Oh my
So
God,
much
show
fun.
me.
Here, I'm sending it across. So much fun. You got to get into abstract art. I know.
The week only has so many days.
I
I
know.
know.
And to hear you say that, Diana, is huge. Look at some of these things that they made.
That's fun.
Oh my God, they were so great. Here, wait. Yeah,
That's what I want to do.
you need to do it. And you should just watch the videos.
I will. I know. I am. Yes.
So
I like doing them
Jill,
on weekends.
yeah, right? Do them do
Yeah.
it whenever you have time. I mean, I know it's not the same. It's not as fun as being in the live class, but it's definitely. So bring your drawing to this point and let me see it. I'm not going to go any further and take your time, but bring your drawing to this point. And then we're going to talk about something called a new technique. So we talked about this technique last week, the heads, the measuring. We're going to talk about and gesture. This week we're going to
Diana.
add.
I'm feeling insecure now, Diana.
Huh?
I'm feeling insecure now.
Don't sketch, Lisa,
The leg.
don't sketch the legs out. I just want to see the gesture because everything's
All right.
so close together right now. She's bigger than that. So
She's bigger
get
than
rid
this?
of, yeah, and also, yep, that looks pretty good. Notice that her shoulders kind of come down on this side,
Oh, right.
right? So get that in.
Yeah.
Diana, okay, I would say she's way too narrow on the top and wide on the bottom. She's really
Yeah.
a square.
Yeah, I know she's a
Yeah,
square.
yeah, she's a square. All
That's
right,
what With that
Lola
pen.
having fun. Lola's having fun. Great. Okay, Jill, let's see. 1, 2. So don't try to do this part, Jill. You don't have it yet. Don't get the outside shapes. I literally want the inside shapes. Okay. No outside shapes yet. You're not ready. We're not ready for that. So Lisa, I appreciate you following along with this because it's easy to want to race ahead, but this is actually going to help you figure out. Good job, you guys. These are looking good. Waiting just a little bit longer. Also, I want to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Jill, your crotch is too low. It should be between 1, 2, 3, and 4. Head 3 and 4, and you have it head 4 and 5. There you go, Lisa R. Great.
Yeah, I see that.
So just move that down. But you see, at this point, the drawing's at such a state that it's okay, right? It doesn't matter. We're not really, this is how you can sort of correct. All right, so now that we've got this, we're going to try a technique called the envelope, which is very simply, it's this. Okay, so it's figuring out, I'm going to sketch it in so you guys can see it here. It's figuring out, what color am I going to use? Let's use the red again. Kind of if I were to create an envelope around the outside shape of this person, right? What would the shape of that envelope be? So this is finding, she's kind of like a kite. Wait, more like this. That's what I want, right? So it's from like the tip of her finger here. So if I can build a little envelope of shape around, then I can make sure that she stays within certain parameters. This makes sense? You see what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
So that looks a little bit like this. You're just, so one of the things I like to do is actually hold my pencil out to measure. So you see how I'm holding my arm straight like this? And then I come over here and I'm like, okay, I see what angle it has to go out to. I lay my angle down and then I check it. If I keep my hands straight, I have to keep my arms straight. I'm sketching this kind of kite shape, and this is at an angle kind of down like this. I'm sketching the angle, so I'm sketching the outside shape. Now I'm checking it. Do I have it from here? Oh, look I'm a little bit off. So if I check my angle here, and I come over here, yep, it needs to be more straight up and down, a little bit more like that, right? Now I'm checking it. So you see, I'm checking my angle. I know I kind of come around like this, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I got to keep my arms straight for this. Whoops, I don't think I got that one right. I think it's got to be more like that. But I'm going to check it by holding my arm out here, picking
Can
up
you get
this.
her off, please? I mean, rather than just tell me about it.
Already back? I mean,
Oh, sorry, you guys. It's getting blurry here. Hold on. There we go.
I mean, we're kind of almost done. Told you he already. We only got
Yep, I have to bring it down even more. So you see,
How much did that cost?
99 cents. None of it, 99 cents.
What the heck?
see how I'm checking, holding my arms straight and checking. So this helps getting, the envelope is a really helpful technique in terms of getting, because I know the figure isn't going to bust out of here. I can get rid of it later. And I can also do some other, wait, I still don't think that, is that right? I'm checking this one. Oops.
Oh, did you guys bet? Did you guys vote?
Actually, that's right. Doesn't seem right. Seems like it should be steeper, but it is not. I can also do some things with my envelope, like check, okay, how many heads, right? If I come from here to here, so I can see it's like 2 heads. See that? So I can use my heads to start sort of checking where things are. So let's see your envelope. Before you get any further, I'd like to see your envelope, and I'll check it for you.
You, okay, no, never mind. I've answered my own question.
Yeah.
What you guys, what you guys if you
Those are the best answers.
Exactly. Lisa B, she looks too crunched to me. Let me check.
Wider?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, way wider. So let me show you. I'm going to put this up so you can see it. Watch, I'm checking, I'm holding the measurement, and then I'm coming over here. See that? You've done that.
Mm.
So it's wider and it's out further. So check your edges. This also comes down more. Yeah, and this width is probably about, it's up to the boobs from the bottom of the, right? It's up to here, which we now know where that is, right?
It's up to that line in the boobs?
It's up to this line in the boobs.
That's how wide she is?
No, that's how wide the arms are,
Oh, okay.
right? So let me
Okay.
actually check mine.
Oh, mine are way not long enough.
Yep, that's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
So if you get these, this seems very tedious, but if you get used to it, then you're much more likely to get things right. Let's see, Jill. So Jill, good moving up of your, good moving up of the thing, Jill, here. It's good. Your knees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, everything looks in pretty good shape. So now let me check this. So I'm going to put yours up here, Jill, and I'm going to check it. It's a little tricky to see, but I think I can. There we go. So let's check it here. Pretty good angle. Hey, let's check this one. Okay, I had trouble with this one too. Yours needs to come. Yours is like, here, I'll show you. Well, actually,
I moved it.
yeah, move it. It's a
Out a
little
little
bit
bit.
more like it's a little bit more like this, and
Oh, okay.
then
So I
it's a
changed-
little bit more straight up and down. Right, this is pretty good. And then let's check your measurement here and see. And your arms need to be a little bit wider because this width should be up to here,
Daddy.
from here to here, right? So
Yeah.
we're just sort of judging where things are. It's a pain in the butt, but then later it makes the job of drawing really easy. So this is the hard part about drawing. I lost my pencil. Here, hold on, where is it? And by the way, Lisa B, Lisa R, I'm really impressed. You have done this once before. I appreciate how much you guys are working to improve. I like what I'm seeing. I'm just saying. I like what I'm seeing a lot.
Thank you.
I like what I'm seeing. And I can also do things like, yes, we can check and see that indeed on this side, like the head goes to about where the shoulder, the armpit is, right? This is kind of where the armpit is. If I take the head and I put it on the side, sorry, I shouldn't do this right now while you guys are correcting. Let me take a look. I know it looks like it's weird, but like it's actually, you're gonna like it better. Let's see, Lisa R. Okay, so I'm checking the length. Okay, so the length is good. I think this is still, so this is too heavy. You're gonna need to bring it, extend it out a little bit more this side, Lisa, but let me check your, I'm gonna check your angles. And your angle's a little bit too steep. Yours is going like this, so bring it
Mm.
out a little bit. That will help you get that extra.
Okay.
You'll see, this is like actually two heads
Do you think this was a Harbor View shirt?
on its side, two heads to the edge of her finger. But that looks good. And then, and this one I know, Lisa, I can just tell by looking at it, it needs to come down. Let me show you how this line looks. Your line is going like this.
Mm,
Right? So just bring
mhm.
it, but I struggled with that. And the arm comes down much lower than you have it, right? So getting these angles right really helps you figure out where everything, you know, the directions of things, the angles of things. I know, I'm sorry, it's a little bit tricky. It keeps getting kind of blurry. I think I keep knocking it and confusing. Come on, it's happening. Why are you looking so? Yeah, it's blurry. Why are you so blurry? Maybe I will turn my camera off. I'll stop my video. Here. Come on. Why can't I stop my? There we go. That's better. I don't know why it keeps going blurry on me, but it does. Can you guys give me 1 second? I need to take, Muka is looking at me like I've injured her greatly, my cat.
Mm.
Let me put her in. I'll be right back. All right, let's see. Okay, Jill, looks better. Good job. Jill, I still think, so her hand, if you'll notice, if I were to draw a line straight across from here, don't worry, I have another picture that is not sketched up once we get to that point. So if I draw my line straight across like this at the second head, right? Look at where the hand lies. The hand lies below that on this side. Dang it. Keep dropping things here. Too many things.
I'm just playing with paint, so I still send it over. I know the arms are in the wrong place, but it doesn't. Yeah, I'll still send it over.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
Still, Lisa B, I still think this line, yeah, I'm going to show you. Look at this line. Okay. Lisa B, this line comes down. So here's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let me hold my arm straight. And then look at what this is doing. See? So yours still needs to come down a little bit more angled steeply down. Almost got it. It's worth it to do this. And then of course here, we could check this distance just to see, this should be kind of up to the belly button. So the distance from here to here, yep. So, and I think you need to bring this out further, this line out further. Give enough space for her. You wanted the Rubenesque model. Now you're not giving
I
her any
know.
space. You're giving her no space. It's good practice, though. You keep trying to squeeze her in more than she
I
really is.
know.
So you can check the width here. I don't know if you saw that I did this across where the crotch is, right?
Uh-huh.
From here to here. This should be up to the belly button. So here should be up to here. If it's not this wide, then there's not enough room for her. So you see, we can use these measurements. Oh, that's looking nice, Diana. Having fun. I like the greens. Lisa R. Okay. Lisa R, her hand comes down below 2, head 2. Her hand, this hand comes down lower. You've got it lined up.
I
You've
see.
got it lined
Okay.
up like that.
Yes, you're right.
And
Okay.
you're going to need to bring this you're going to need to bring this farther out. This line farther out, right?
Okay.
Right? Because this is way too narrow. This should be as wide as to her belly button from her feet.
Okay.
Just do your best, you guys. This is not easy, but it's doable. Right? If you measure, you will get to the point where you really become reliant on measuring, because guessing is too exhausting, and then getting it wrong is too damn exhausting. Measuring becomes a pleasure.
Never.
Oh, come on.
She lies. She lies.
I like measuring.
Measuring, you measure all the time, Diana. You just
I
don't
do.
know
I
you're doing
do.
it. It's
But I keep on painting over. I do it.
yeah,
I
you
go
don't,
the long way.
you go the long way. You go the
Yeah.
long way. These guys don't have the luxury of going the long way. They haven't the training that you have. Diana's been trained as an artist in art school. She's got an eye because she's practiced. Just like me, I can do this better, right? Because I do this over and over again. Once you've done this like for 20 years, it gets easier. I promise that. I can
20
tell you
years.
that after
20 years, it'll be
years,
easier.
it gets easier. But it's a lot of practice. This is why I was like, I want to show you kind of where. So notice that I've taken the head and checked the head. If I put it on its side and I go from the top of the head to the arm, I follow this line. It's 2 heads, right? So the last finger comes like 2 heads away. And then let's say the head here, there's 1 head on, like, there has to be at least 1 head on this side of the line. 1, 1.5, 1, almost 2. And then there's got to be 1 head on this side. So there's got to be almost 2 heads. She is almost 2 heads wide, just a little bit less. And then there's 1 head on either side. So I can start to figure out her measurements. I also can see that, like, her here, her armpit really on this arm is 1 head out. If I line it up with the middle of the chin, right, and I put the head on its side, she's really like, her armpit, she's like 1 head on its side out. So I can come here and know that my armpit is here, and then I go directly under here because I know the hip is directly under. So this is right. So Jill, this is when you start, once you get these proportions correct, then you can start adding in these and get them right. So I'm going to move, just to kind of move us along. I'm going to move that she's mostly straight. Right. And there's like this kind of little, and she's got, because she's bending her head down, there's this little V or little diagonal lines on either side. She's bringing her head, oh, I don't even have it down far enough here. Hold on, let me do that. Even more. See how now she's starting to shape up. And then I can do this. If I want to, I can add my circles in. I don't need to. And then once again, I'm gonna skip the fingers. I'm just kind of wanting to get the outer shape of the hand. But there's this forearm. And maybe I need to thin it out a little bit or nuance it. It's a little bit thinner. I'm gonna probably have to do that because her hand looks a little too, arm looks a little too thick there, but I can do that in the, as I start to get into more of the details. So she has one head to the armpit on this side. If we go on this side, we can see that her head, like her shoulder is not even, because this shoulder is away, looking away from us, it's smaller. So it's not one head. It's I don't know if you can see this, it's about half a head. See? So I know her shoulder ends here, more short. And notice I have not gone to her. We are all obsessed with boobs. Everybody wants to draw the boobs and way too long. We want to draw the boobs way too long. Now we might want to draw the boobs in. So the boobs come a little bit lower. And they are not round. They're a series of curved lines. Comes down a little bit lower, I think, like that. And then I can see underneath that she's got a little bit, there's a little bit of curve in from the waist. So the breast kind of extends beyond the edge of the body here. See, now I can get the rest of my arm in. And I may not have this exactly right, but I know that I've got things in pretty much the right. Oh, this is too low. It's got to come up a little bit. I think I've got her a little bit too wide. Bringing her in just a little bit. I think I probably have this line. Yeah, there we go. It comes out like that more. So you see, now I'm starting to get the outline of her in. Because I have, something doesn't look right about that, but I think this needs to come down a little bit lower. So you see, it's not like I'm getting it perfect, but I've set up a situation so I can start to figure out where things actually are. So I'm going to stop here because I want you guys to be able to, I want to see you start to structure. It's funny how a curvy person will be less curvy than you think. And I have another one that I'm going to send across without all the sketches on it. I'll take a picture of it now. I have her here so that you can start to see once you get things in the right places. But right now you kind of need these guidelines to help you figure out where things are. But here, I will send this picture across so that you've got it. There we go. There is her without all the lines. Just so if you want to take a look at it, you can. If you're like, I can't even see what's happening there. Okay, so let's see. I'm checking. So one. Hold on. I'm looking at Lisa's and then I'll look. So Lisa, this arm needs to be much wider, longer than you have it.
Wider and longer?
Well,
Are you
yeah.
talking? Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa B. Sorry. Oops.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Here, hold on. And now there. Okay. So if you look at your drawing, you'll see that this is too slender.
Mm-hmm.
Her arm is like literally
Half a
more than
head.
half her head.
Oh, okay.
See that? From top to bottom.
Yeah.
Everybody always makes this too narrow. We never wants to make this the size it really is. Look at
Yeah.
where it is in relation. There you go. Yep. Starting to get there. And then this is like, let's see. So it needs to be wider here.
Oh, okay.
This should be, if you look, this should be one and almost two heads at the crotch right here, the hips, right?
Okay.
And you have like it just barely more than one. So part of that is making these things all come here, not making the arms so thin. Oh, Jill, not bad. Not bad at all. All right. I'm going to say that the body is too thin, but that's something you can fix.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So same for you. If you can see here, right here, right? If you look here, she's almost
Heads.
two heads. And yours is basically one. So just bring everything out a little bit. But not bad. I mean, do you have any experience doing this?
No.
Then see, this is great. I mean, could you ever imagine that you could do this? Like anything remotely? I know. Can you even explain what's happened to you? Probably not.
I can. I
Yeah,
get it.
right? Like it's all about construction. There's a kind of elegance. Oh, right. And I'm seeing here that I sketched. So what I'm seeing here, and I'm going to sketch this in and show you guys. I kind of missed. She does have a little bit of a, look at this. This is what's actually happening here. See that? So I've kind of missed that. It's not huge, but I'm like, it's kind of starts here and then bounces out here a little bit. And then it starts here and it bounces out. That's where the curve is. It's so minuscule. It's so minuscule in the grand scheme of things. I covered that up a little bit. Look at the difference. I mean, it's nothing. It's like a millimeter on either side. It's crazy. I'll send you a picture of this so you can see it. I still think it's helpful to see these proportions. Yeah, so Lisa, same thing for you.
Lisa R.
Yeah, Lisa R. Your this here, but you're in a perfect place to correct it. This here,
Mhm.
right, is one head, and it actually needs to be almost two.
Oh.
See? So that helps you kind of bring things up, which is going to bring everything out a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
thank
guys are doing great though. This is helpful, isn't it, Lisa R? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
this is more helpful than kind of throwing you to the wind and saying, just do your best. I'm like really trying to help you figure out, like, thank you for following along, because I think this helps more than other things.
I think the envelope is helpful.
Oh my God.
It's super helpful. It's
Yeah.
super helpful, right? I use it all the time. Look, it's like she's in a kite. Like she's a little kite. We could just add a little tail. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh my God, Jill. Bravo the fuck. Oh, sorry. Bravo. Bravo. That's great.
Children.
I know there are children. Sorry.
There are children here drawing nude women.
Yes, they were. I think they
Not
got
anymore, but they
bored.
were.
I think they got bored. All right, let's add a little bit of, I'd like to get a little bit of the hair and the shape of the head in. So I am gonna see that the halfway point between these, if I were to draw a line straight down the middle of the head and then find the halfway. See how I'm doing that? I'm kind of guessing, marking, and then seeing is the top like where the bottom is. You can see that there's this kind of swoop that comes down here and then kind of comes off the edge of the head a little bit. And it comes up here and it goes down and it becomes like a little bit, we're not going to go higher than here, right? But we're going to kind of carve out a little bit. Not really going higher because we've already established the outer distances. And then I can just make that dark. I'm not going to do this. I'm not doing this. Don't do that. That's annoying. That's like I'm going to draw every hair. I'm going to draw this like so that it looks like hair, but that's not what hair really looks like. You couldn't possibly draw the number of hairs. Oh, and her head is a little bit squarer across, flatter across the top. Kind of almost comes straight down like that. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. So you see how I'm just making it dark because it looks like a big dark shape. So instead of trying to draw every hair, I'm just darkening it. I am not going to go to the facial features right now because we haven't finished this, right? We want to get our outside shapes of our legs. Notice how massive the feet are. They're so big. Notice that there's this cool little shape that the feet make together. The toes are almost touching. I might have to narrow that a little bit, but I think, oh, and this comes down a little bit. Oh, yes, let me move this up a little bit so you can see this better. This foot comes down a little bit more than this. There's a whole thing to feet. We're not going to get too into the feet right now. Now, once we get the outer shapes, we're going to start sketching the dark. We're going to start adding in the dark areas. By the way, ladies, what side is the light coming from?
The left,
How do you
our
know?
left,
Yes.
because
Well-
of the light on the thighs.
Because the light is actually, because the light is coming in this way, it's lighter
Yeah.
where it hits. And then as the
Mhm.
thigh turns around, it gets darker. So that's why this is these are important shadows, because it really helps you sort of, the viewer sort of place a light and a dark side. It gives you this feeling of, it gives you a feeling of depth, because we've got light and dark parts of the body. We're paying attention to where those are. It's quite dark here. She's got a little bit of a second belly here. She's kind of darker on this side. It's kind of neat, isn't it? As you start to add, look at what happens to this body as we start to add depth. It gets a little bit darker where the breast hits the torso. There's a little shadow here. And then notice I'm still not drawing the boobs or the nipples. That's going to be the very last thing, because otherwise they just are huge. I think we're all just obsessed, as I've said many times. I think we're all obsessed with boobs for obvious reasons. It's like food and mom and comfort and all of that stuff. So you see how I'm getting in all the dark shapes? And I'm looking at what's dark. So this arm is kind of darker. This arm is light up here, kind of dark down here in the middle. And then up here, there's a light side and a dark side. Right? There's some beautiful shadows on the neck. Notice there's like some medium parts, medium darks and dark darks, right? Like this is darker than the breast, the arm, but the breast is still dark. It's just not quite as dark. There's this light shape here. As you start to look, you'll see even the face has a little bit of a shadow on this side. Oh, that's so beautiful. I freaking love figure drawing. It's great.
Mhm. It
I
really
mean,
is.
once you kind of start to get it, it becomes like, once you get to this point, it's easier because you've done all your measuring. Here, I'm going to send this out so you can see it.
Feet are so hard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a close-up picture of the feet and try and break them down for you.
Great, thank you.
So number
my-
one, I want you to notice that the foot is almost as big as the head. See that?
Oh,
Feet are always huge, way bigger. So your foot is going to have to be at least this big. It's really tall.
that's
Oh my
really
God. Those are giant feet.
That's everybody's feet are giant. Everybody's
Not
hands
mine.
are giant.
hard.
Your feet are bigger than you think.
No, they're not.
Are they? What have you been like? Have you had your toes like crushed back and what do they call it?
I
You
don't
have your
know,
feet
but like
bound?
they stopped growing in second grade. I have really small feet,
What's your size of your feet?
like 4.5 women.
Oh, that's so cute.
What?
I wear kids.
All right, you do have tiny feet.
That
I
is
have
tiny feet. All right, so here's the foot. Now I'm going to sketch in some shapes for you to think about. You've got this shape. So really, if you're breaking the feet down, this foot is broken into, look at how many plane changes there are. See, I did a little break in between each. Don't get too caught up in the feet. It's not worth it. This drawing, you can get away with a lot less. Now I want to give her a little calf. So it kind of goes out like this, and it goes in. And then I have this shape that's light. And then I've got this crazy shape that's like kind of down the side. And then my toes come out like this.
Ah, that's what I'm doing wrong. That's what I'm doing wrong.
When we get into anatomy, which we will. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, I have a great, you're probably running out of ink and charcoal and papers. I have a special student rate package of drawing supplies, all the ink and charcoal drawing supplies you'll need in one kit. It's $47, including shipping anywhere in the US. So that is, and it's about a 10% discount off all the materials. So I'm going to highly recommend you buy that. I'm going to grab the link right now. Here, hold on. Let me get it and I'll pop it in the WhatsApp thread. Buy the kit because it has everything. We're going to move in August. In August, September, and October, we're going to start working with charcoal and ink. And you need special paper for each of those, and you need a special eraser. And I've put this kit together with my favorite supplies. So you'll have everything you need if you buy it. Let's see.
Awesome.
Yeah. And even if you got the stuff last year, you're probably running out of it.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because I still
Yeah.
have ink. I actually have a ton of charcoal, but I
But
probably
yeah,
need
do
ink
you
for sure.
have Bob's red vine? Do you have Bob's fine vine charcoal?
I do.
Oh, you do? Then maybe you don't need this kit. But I will. But definitely, Jill, if you're going to take classes, you should buy this kit. And Lisa, I don't know how many materials you have. If you have Bob's
Yeah.
fine, then you're. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Hold on. Where's the? I mean, it can't hurt to get more. Wait.
More is always more.
More is always. We will use it up. Mhm. Darn. There we go. Here it is. Okay, this is only up for a little bit of time. Here's the link. Copy. All right, I'm going to pop it in the thread. So order it now because they'll take it down at the end of June. Hey, Jill. Wow, you guys, look at Jill. Look at the rookie. Look at the rookie. Look what she did. That's pretty great, isn't it? Don't you think, for the first time?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Jill,
amazing.
that's amazing. You are good.
Oh my
at
God,
following directions.
you've got the feet pretty well.
Oh,
I'm
I
struggling
know.
on the
Look at
feet.
those feet.
I did better with the feet than the hands.
Don't even bother. We're not even doing hands on this one. You saw how much work it took just to get here. A couple of comments. I think that her leg is a little bit, so notice, I think her leg is thicker than you have it down here.
Mm.
So look at that, revisit that shape. You really have just the light part of the leg. You can need to add in the dark part. But I'll take a picture. But wow, really fantastic. I mean, considering you've never done this, really fantastic first effort.
You know, it's fun. I feel like when I took art back in the day in the 80s, they just
Right.
kind of let you go and they don't teach you. Like, I don't remember anyone
don't-
teaching me technique.
They don't teach you anything. It makes
Yeah.
me sick in this country. It makes me sick in this country. I had to go to Europe to get instruction. And honestly, I've never found anybody who will teach me figure drawing like this to this level. I just know, like, I've now done it long enough. So Jill, my background is I was a journalist for 10 years. And then when I was 30, I decided to become an artist. 32, I decided to become an artist, which was 20 years ago. And so I quit my job, journalist, yeah, right. And but I still have my love for journalists, which is why we do this work together. I've spent the last 20 years practicing art, and the last 10 years teaching it. And so I'm mostly a selling artist. That's what I do. But this is my part-time. I do this part-time. And so I've had to learn all this. My point in saying this is I've had to learn everything on my own, because I just couldn't get good instruction. The people who teach themselves, you know, the people who have been doing this a long time don't often have the words to describe it very well. But I couldn't draw. So I had to learn the construction of it. Yeah, no, they don't. And in this country, they really don't teach it. I mean, there are people who teach it who are great, but you're not necessarily going to find them in art school. You're more likely to find them at the Arts Students League of New York or San Francisco Art School, right? Like you'll find them in an adult extension course. Who's really great at this? Will Weston is really great with figure drawing. You will learn a lot by doing figure drawing with Will. He's very detailed and construction oriented. I think you could just take a class online with him. But a lot of teachers, don't know how to teach it. A lot of artists don't know how to explain their process. And so I enjoy this process. What I'm really fascinated by, you guys, is the new abstract art teacher, my friend Carista, is breaking down. I hope you get a chance to listen to her videos if you didn't catch the lessons. Last night's lesson on what makes good abstract art, it's about composition really, was brilliant. It was brilliant. And she also has had to break down pieces of how do you make a good abstract art piece, right? It's not just slapping every color that you think and any shape down there without thinking about composition. Let's see. Oh, there you go, Lisa. This is better. So Lisa, her neck really comes down. Look at where her head. So number one, her leg is too skinny. You're still skinnying her up too much.
Oh, it's still
down
too
here.
skinny?
Well, look at it.
The calf?
The calf is too
The
skinny.
calf is still too skinny. Oh.
No, I
okay.
mean the leg. The calf is probably fine on its own, but the leg needs to come out. It's wider. But also, look at how her head is sitting down, is sinking down into here. I'm going to draw this.
Is she not sunk down enough, or is
Nope,
she sunk down
she's
too
not
much?
sunk. She's not sunk down enough. Also,
Okay.
it seems like you made her head a little bit smaller. I want you to look at the shape of the head in relation. That's the shape that we're going for. I'm going to take a picture of it. Really look. Her head needs to be sunk down a little bit more.
Okay.
And then there's this bit of her neck. And I think somehow you've made her head too small. You've kind of sunk,
You've erased her so many times.
Yeah. So bring her head back up to size. You know that her head has to be from here to here, right? From here to here, from the chin to here. So make that head, return to the head. Not bad. Wow, you guys, great work. Diana, how is yours going over there? Not in the grade stage? That's okay. You don't have to send it.
I can still show it. I don't care, you know.
I know.
I don't care. It's in an awkward stage, but
it's in an Well, awkward stage, listen, 3/4 of this drawing, point that we're drawing, it's looking awkward. We're not happy with it, right? Carissa said, oh, that's looking neat. I don't know. I think that's kind of neat. Carissa said in class last night that like she has to kind of hate she goes through a middle stage with her abstracts where she hates it before she loves it. Right? She hates it before. By the way, I think it's better for you to be looking at this at this point. I don't think you need to see my drawing. I'm happy to take a picture of it.
As I always say, it's so much like writing, right? Lots
Yeah.
of times you hate it. till
Right.
get
You
to-
hate it until because you're working it around, right? You're trying to like, you guys did great. Can you believe almost 2 hours has gone by?
Yeah, that's insane.
Isn't that insane? It feels like we just
Great.
started. Oh, Jill, I'm so glad you joined us. We love new people. So here's how it works. So Jill, I do, let's see. I offer 7 classes a week for art at work. You're in the art at work program. So you get to take any of 7 classes. There's a schedule. There is something every day. And then there's, there you go, Lisa R. Yep. The arm is thicker
Okay.
here on
Yeah.
this side.
Oh yeah.
But you're getting, and leg is thicker too, right? Like,
Really?
yeah, come on.
Okay.
Yeah, and feet is as, and also head needs to sink down a little bit more than you have it here, right? So bring
Okay.
it down. But
Oh, I see,
good
yeah.
work, but good work. You're getting, this is way better
Yeah.
than you've ever done. So I think this is really help. And also it's wider here. See how you've got your leg is so narrow here?
Yeah.
So just bring everything out a little bit. Don't be
Okay.
shy. Widen
Well.
her up a bit.
Okay.
Widen her up. But your base is good. So it's easier for you to correct anything, right?
Okay.
Like that's what this is all about. It's not about getting it all right on the first go. So there are 8 classes, there's 7 classes a week. We have abstract art on Tuesdays. We've got figure drawing on Wednesdays. We've got beginning drawing on Thursdays. Let's see. Oh yeah, better, Lisa. Better. There you go. See? Now that I also feel like, because you've got the shadows, Lisa B, you've got the shadows right. We've got the turn.
Mhm.
So look at the shape of this. So there's a foreshortening happening.
Oh, yeah, I've been struggling with that.
So look at the shape. It's thick, right? Try not to think, because really these things are coming towards you.
Uh-huh.
So it's thicker
Really
here
short.
because it's shorter, right? Because it's coming
Yeah.
towards you, right? Here, let me take a picture of this so you can really see it. You've got this part, and this needs to come straight out a little bit more. So it really comes,
Oh, uh-huh.
see that? Yep.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.
Lisa B. Great job. Great job, Lisa B. and Lisa R. and Jill and Diana. And Lana, I haven't seen yours, but I'm assuming it's going along well.
I
I'm gonna
like
take
yours,
that picture.
Diana.
It's
Thank
lovely.
you.
It's very emotional. I like it. Green is a very beautiful color. All right. And then Thursday is
Oh,
beginning.
yeah.
Thursday is drawing fundamentals. Friday is watercolor painting. That's early in the morning, our time, if you don't have to go into work till later. Saturday is beginning drawing or drawing fundamentals. And then Sunday, we've got a pastel landscapes class and a painting atelier with me, where we are doing drawing and painting the figure. So you can take any class you want. And if you miss a class, there's a YouTube channel where you can catch this. This class is being recorded now and it'll be edited probably late tonight or early tomorrow morning and then posted up on the channel. So you'll be able to take it even if you don't, and you can go back and see all the other classes. That's all free.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
You edit it, Leah? Do you
I pay somebody to edit it.
to edit it how? To you take out
I
all
have
our
them. Yeah.
take out all our inappropriate comments?
Basically, I have her. She doesn't do very
Explain,
much,
Sharon.
but what I mostly do is have her add WhatsApp photos in. So particularly when we're working with color,
Oh, wow.
because the color isn't the same. So if you go through the videos, you'll see that, like when I say, let me take a picture of this because the color here isn't good enough, she'll
Mhm.
actually insert the photo.
Oh, that's cool.
It's great. She also makes these cute little thumbnails and title pages. And yes, if we put something in, like when Diana had the bad news about Charlie last week, we all stopped our class and then started again. And we had her edit. I had her edit out what we found out, what we heard, because Diana, we didn't want to. Anyway, you know,
Thank
we didn't.
you.
Of course, I just talked about it again on the recording, but I think nobody's really going to notice. And then, so she can edit if I need her to, but mostly I just have her
Yeah.
kind of add the photos in, add a title page,
Yeah.
and then pop them up onto the YouTube channel. And she's cheap. So she's a film student. So she's very,
Oh, nice.
she's inexpensive. And actually, let me tell you guys what I'm thinking I might want to try to do, because I think this would be a really great idea if I can get it going. Right now, she's looking at trying to establish a student gallery on my website where you, the students, can upload your photos.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Right. So instead of me having to do it, if you do something you like, you can pop the picture up and it'll have a, you can submit it to the gallery and it'll show a gallery, constant rotating gallery of student work. So that's what she's working on right now, which I think she can. So it's great. Instead of just, and I'm telling you, it's so worth it to pay somebody to do that rather than me sit there and try and figure out how to do that
Yeah.
myself. Oh my word. So I'm very excited about that.
I'm gonna have to sign off because I think my cat pooped somewhere in the house.
Jill, it was a pleasure. I hope you join us again.
Yeah, I will try to make this one. The other ones the timing doesn't quite work out for some
Right.
of them, but anyway.
Right. But come to
But
this
thank
one.
you. Great.
Yes, you're obviously, you did really great tonight, like super well.
Thank you.
Nice
All right.
meeting you.
Nice to
Look
meet
awesome.
you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. We'll see you
Night.
soon.
Bye.
Boy, she did great, didn't she?
Yeah.
I was like really impressed.
Yeah.
I think it helps when you have no experience in a way, because then you're kind of grabbing onto every technique.
Yeah.
I think
And-
when you have
And you,
some
you listen to you.
right. Yes, exactly. Right. And you listen to me like very closely.
I don't think you edit as much.
What's
know?
that?
You don't edit yourself as much.
Well, if you don't, you grab onto every technique, right? As opposed to
Yeah.
guessing and then trying to get things in the right place and not really knowing what you're doing, not really having a plan. This is a plan. This is a full out plan,
Yeah.
right? This is a dang plan. There's nothing unplanned about this. And that's, I think, what people don't really understand about the artistic process. It's very, as I've told, there's a woman named Nina Jatania who takes a lot of classes, and she's always like, it's not logical. And I'm like, well, it is.
It is actually.
But it's a different logic. It's a visual logic, right? There's a visual spatial logic. I love it when Nina says that, because she really helps remind me, yes, there is, let's not privilege logic. Logic isn't just words explaining things. Logic is shapes in space in relation to each other. This one's really cute.
I like this one. I like her.
So do you want more full-size models, or should I just
Yes,
keep going
please.
that direction?
I do.
I think
Okay.
it's much more fun with full-size models.
Okay, cool. I shall do it.
Yeah.
But
Thank
you know, it depends on what other people think.
Right.
I like them.
Well, and I was hoping I might get my friend Kat to, at some point, I'm going to spring for a model to pose for you guys. It's not the same as being live, but at least she's alive and she'll be posing in
Yeah.
her house. And my friend Kat has a fantastic Rubenesque body like this. And I bet I could get her to pose.
But if
I'm working on it.
if you're not used to posing, it can be very hard to
That's
keep
true.
still.
That's true. Physically, it is pretty hard. It's
Yeah,
pretty demanding work.
I
She-
wouldn't spring that on someone that hasn't been.
Oh, she's posed for me many times.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is a lot. She's
Okay.
I mean, she's a bartender, a bar manager, but I get her to pose for me as much. She
Oh,
poses
okay.
me.
So she's
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah. I'd say of my students that are here in Portland, she's their absolute favorite.
Oh, wow. More than that
yeah.
guy you had the other time. the
Well,
last time.
Mark is my favorite. I just adore Mark so much. And I just think his face is extraordinary. What I really should do is get him back for portrait drawing because he's got.
Oh,
such-
yeah.
Maybe I should have him pose. He said it wasn't as fun for him to pose online. He likes the energy of being in a
Yeah,
room,
I can
right?
understand that.
Right. So I was like, I get it. So I'm trying to plan a outdoor session for him.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That's a little hard to make private, though.
Yeah, how do you do that?
I mean,
Somebody's backyard, maybe?
My backyard is pretty private.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got a lot of private
Yeah,
places.
otherwise he'll be arrested, right?
Right.
Oh, so it begins.
Right.
A reopening.
Right.
Totally. We're totally open. That's funny. How is everybody doing? I know Diana's we're struggling. How are you, Lisa? You've also had some loss.
Yeah, struggling a little up
It's
and
hard,
down.
isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't bring it up. That probably doesn't help, does
no,
it?
that's fine.
Like,
It's weird, it's
yeah,
weird.
great.
It's weird to be doing this at a time when the social stuff is so weird too, because we've all been locked up for so long.
Yeah.
It's a very weird time. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's true. People don't really know how to behave around each other, do they?
Exactly. Yeah.
And me included. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to behave around people either.
Oh,
I feel like a total
same.
idiot.
Same. I've been volunteering just so that I'm around people I don't know, so I can be weird. And
Now you're so
they know.
smart.
What are you volunteering with?
I'm volunteering at a vaccine clinic.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Yeah. It
Good
was
for
really
you.
busy. It's not anymore though.
Does that mean
No.
everybody in California is vaccinated or everybody who wants to
We're-
get vaccinated?
Everybody who wants it, I think.
We're pretty-
It's.
We're doing pretty well, right?
Yeah, we are.
I think it
we
depends
are-
upon
We are at herd immunity in California.
Yeah,
You're-
but
you're-
we're
you're-
only like 42% fully vaccinated in LA.
Yeah, but 70 has had.
Has the first, but that
Yeah.
won't help with that Indian one if it gets here, when it gets here, I should say.
Oh, yeah, right.
But
Right.
it's
We'll
great.
all
like,
have to.
We get families and illegal immigrants and people who bring, the letter to prove their identity.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a
Good.
good place.
I bet it's profoundly interesting.
I am surprised at the amount of illiteracy in the community.
Really?
Mhm.
Like people who just can't read? Or is
Yeah,
it
it's
because
mostly
they're
Hispanics, but it's
Okay.
also white people. They're very low education, very mistrusting of the government, and
and they can't read?
can't read. No,
Literally can't read. Like
some of
can't
them
read a
don't even know
word.
how to write their own names.
That's what you get with a country that allows homeschooling.
No, it's immigrants. It's just poor
only
immigrants. Yeah.
So
But
it's
also
people,
homeschooling, I think.
Oh, it doesn't help. Yeah. That doesn't
well,
help at
but I mean,
all.
this is beyond that. This is like people who
This
can't.
is people who live in poverty.
So
Yeah.
are they all? So Lisa, are they all non-native English speakers? Is that why they can't read, or are there white.
Well, you know, from Mexico, some of the people speak dialects too, you know.
Right.
They're,
But
yeah.
my
so
question
we're,
is, are these white people that you're seeing? Are
no,
they
no, no, they're mostly Hispanic. It's mostly
okay?
Hispanic.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Although
that
I
makes
had
more
some
sense.
guy who spoke Russian and I didn't even know what to do with him, and an Uzbeki family whose 6-year-old translated.
Yeah.
It was great.
So it's you're not running into a lot of, non-recent immigrants who can't read. You're running into immigrants who can't read English, which
Right,
is
right.
an
They're
entirely
immigrants.
different thing. They can read, they just can't read English.
No, they can't read Spanish either because the forms are in English and Spanish. And you
Oh,
literally have to read it to them in Spanish.
wow.
Yeah.
That's blowing my mind.
Yeah, I was shocked. But I had a teacher in college who, my first year of freshman comp, she was like, I can't believe how many illiterate students I'm coming across. And they were mostly athletes. So
Mhm.
people are really good at pretending, but it's when you start getting into like the deeper stuff
That you can't
they
hide it
can't fake
anymore.
it. Like they can fake a couple of things like their phone number and their name, but they
Right.
can't really fake a whole lot.
That blows my
I know.
fucking mind.
Yeah, it's been a
That
real experience.
blows my mind. There's a
But it
story.
says
Are you
to me
going to
how
do it?
deep. It says to me how deep we're getting into the immigrant community, which is great.
That is really good.
Yeah.
But it also just, I'm just trying to imagine what my life would be like if I couldn't read.
You would
I
have a
just-
very, very low income job. In a foreign
it would
country.
be, it's not just that. It's like there's whole processes in your brain that won't.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Yeah.
I
I mean, you can read a
mean-
book.
Yeah, I mean, you can't like think about like reading. There's a whole, it's, wow.
How do you navigate the world if you can't read?
I'd imagine that you would feel frustrated all the time and you wouldn't even know why.
I
would
think they learn to pretend. I don't know. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling to me.
I am going to put us in a gallery. Yeah, I would imagine, I imagine like not being able to read people who haven't been taught to draw. Like, I think there's a great desire to want to do it, but a deep frustration that you can't. And I
yeah.
imagine that because everyone can read if you're taught to read,
Right.
and your brain wants to, but
Right.
like, so I feel like there's a deep frustration that's even beyond
be.
the not being able to read. Like,
I just
there's
admire their courage for coming in. You
me
know?
too.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
I just didn't know. That's terrible.
Yeah, I didn't either. I had no idea.
I'm glad you're doing that, Lisa. You should just
I am
start on that.
too. I just wish we were busier now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really wish we were busier.
Right. Does anybody want to send where they're at? Send me where you're at.
I have a lady without hands and feet at this moment.
Okay,
You
let's see
skipped
it.
all the hard parts.
You don't really
Yeah.
need the hands and feet, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put
That's
them in.
true.
Eventually
put
you'll
them
put them
in.
in. Let's see.
I'll put them in.
I think I made her too fat now.
Let me see.
No, she's
Another
probably not. I
Um,
love that red against
oh.
the green, Diana.
I don't know, Diana. I love it. I feel like in a way I sort of like, it's like she's moving her hands. Like,
Like shaking them.
yeah. I love it. That's great. I love the greens. Right now, Diana, I'm working on a little street scene and I've been using greens. These same sort of bright light greens. I don't know. You and I must be like thinking on the same colors. Okay, a little bit too wide, Lisa. So bring her in.
Yeah.
Bring her in. Notice
on the left,
I like
right?
her though. I like her.
Yeah.
She looks like a Pixar character.
Yeah. So Lisa, you have the arm coming all the way up here like this.
Which arm?
I'll show you. Oh, sorry. Here, hold on. Let me pop up for a second. So this
Yeah.
is what you have. You've done this. Right? Look at the
yeah.
side comes in, the breast comes out, the side comes in underneath the breast,
Yep.
like that. See
Yep.
that? So
Yep.
that's a pretty easy fix.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she's kind of cute. She's a little bit too
She's
wide.
super cute.
You guys, these are great. And Lisa B, I think this is great. This may
Thank
be, I
you.
know it was kind of awkward process. I know this is not how
No,
you
but it's
like to
good.
work.
It's good. It's a good way to think about all those different ways of measuring things
And
because
I
yeah.
love the way you shifted her face with
I
just
don't
like
really know how I did that.
you put in the shadow here. You put in the darker
Yeah.
shapes and you got like you sort of smudged out those features which weren't looking
Yeah.
quite right and brought her down just a little bit. So you brought her head down just a little bit and you put in a little shadow here and it completely changed everything. How's the arm going? Can you send it to me?
The arm that I redid.
Yeah. Send it over.
Let's see.
She's cute, Lisa. I'm sorry, Lisa R. I'm just laughing at how cute she is.
She's really cute.
Oh yeah, there you go. You got it. You got it. Yep.
Almost, yeah.
Almost. Yeah, you've almost got it. Make the hand is bigger. If you can
The
get
hand
the
should be
hand out.
bigger.
Yeah, look at the hand is like
Half a
And-
head.
the size of
And-
this.
Her right arm is longer.
Yep, a little
Oh,
bit longer.
longer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, absolutely. Jen.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think you got it. So notice that you have her arm kind of coming like this and down. Let me show you what you're doing.
Should be out. Straight
Yeah,
out.
you have this going on. You have this going and then it goes down. That's what you
Oh,
have
it should
going.
be straight.
It should really be almost at a diagonal, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Look
Oh,
at that
yeah.
negative shape. If you want to really
Yeah.
get sort of
The
technical.
negative shape is so much help.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you can get this thing, this crazy little, right? Get
Yeah.
that. Right? We can get this. We've created this negative shape here. Yeah, there you go. I want to stay on just a little bit longer. Lisa, I want to see you make that correction.
Okay, hold on.
Actually, both of you, I want to see you make your corrections and then we'll go.
All right. I
Diana,
think I
I'm
did
not
it.
sure I want to see you do anything else to that painting. I kind of like it exactly how it
I will
It's
do. so,
great.
but I like working with colors. So that just having colors play against one another.
I know it really is great, isn't it? You're a natural painter. That's how a painter thinks. I keep thinking, Diana, you'd like this abstract art class. It's very different, but
yeah, I think I would. It's just that I don't know how to find time.
I know you're already putting in as much as you can. There you go, Lisa. Now bring her in here too, right? Because look at what's happening here. You have
Yeah.
her bulging out. She's in, this is not coming out as far as the breast.
Okay.
So bring her in a little bit more. That's it. There you go.
Those two little things were really
Isn't
nice.
it so funny?
Thank
It's
you.
like little teeny tiny,
Little tiny adjustments.
little tiny adjustments. These are wonderful.
Now
I
have
wanted to.
I have like 3 paintings from classes that's going.
That's awesome. Good.
That's
We're keeping you
great.
busy. We're keeping
Yeah,
you busy.
I have my lions.
your lions.
Oh, those are gorgeous.
I love the
And I
lions.
have the sailboats that I just did like a 5-minute sketch of.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Oh,
my,
those
those
are
are
wonderful.
awesome.
that
I
was
love that
in
sky.
that was in drawing on Saturday.
Was it?
That was in drawing on Saturday. Yeah.
And now I have this one too.
Yay. Let's
So
keep
is that-
going,
And then I have
ladies.
a commission that I have started.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Bubby,
cute.
buddy. I love dogs that are all head
And floppy, super
and
floppy.
little tiny bodies and like.
How do you hold that up? So is that sailboat class online? It was from last
Yes,
Saturday?
it's online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
cool.
just drawing fundamentals, drawing, and we talked about perspective. So
Great.
it was like you have 3 sailboats in a row that are going back. How do you show them? How do you get them the right sizes?
Oh,
So
nice.
it's
nice.
actually, yeah, I think you'd really, yes, that's
I
right.
would really, it's all
I
my favorite
should-
things. you've
That's
done.
right. I should have like, yes, check that one out. That's online. Good job, ladies. We'll see you all next time I see you. Hopefully I
Okay,
see you
see you next
tomorrow.
week.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice to see everyone.